South Korea, an incredibly advanced nation in Asia, is famous for its swift progress in cultural phenomena like K-pop and the Korean wave, known as Hallyu. Yet, beyond the glitz and glamour, this country is also known for its unique and often very strict rules and traditions. Today, we're going to uncover 20 intriguing taboos and unusual customs that you can only find in South Korea. Join us as we explore the captivating and sometimes surprising aspects of Korean life that you won't see in any travel guide. 1. No deep V-neck clothes revealing some skin. In South Korea, wearing deep V-neck outfits that reveal a lot of skin can be considered a cultural taboo, especially in conservative settings. While the younger generation and people in urban areas might be more accepting of such styles, revealing clothing, particularly those that expose cleavage, is generally frowned upon in more traditional and older segments of society. In many countries, wearing eye-catching outfits is common. However, in South Korea, you won't see women dressing in such revealing styles. Even deep V-neck clothes might attract disapproving and disdainful looks from Koreans. You may notice Korean singers wearing very revealing outfits on stage. As artists, their dressing style tends to be more unconventional than most people's. As a leading country in the fashion industry, Korean women naturally have countless choices. Yet, most refrain from wearing deep V-neck clothes for fear of negative judgment. South Koreans hold traditional and conservative views on women's attire, emphasizing modesty in clothing. Although modern individuals are generally more open-minded about fashion, there is still a limit to this dress style. Even when going to the beach, Korean women typically avoid bikinis. They may wear them for photos, but then quickly change into thinly covered dresses from head to toe. Despite not showing cleavage or revealing their figures, Korean women still manage to captivate with their charm and elegance. While deep V-neck clothing can draw disapproving stares, it's important to remember that staring at locals can be equally frowned upon, creating a fascinating interplay between personal presentation and social etiquette in South Korean culture. 2. Prohibition on staring at locals. It is considered extremely impolite and socially unacceptable to stare at others, especially at local residents in this country. This cultural norm is deeply rooted in the Korean values of maintaining social harmony and respecting personal space. A quick glance is fine, but standing there and staring at someone from head to toe can be seen as highly disrespectful. Koreans may even scold you and ask you to leave. Staring can be perceived as an invasion of personal boundaries and can negatively impact a person's self-confidence. Prolonged, direct staring is often interpreted as rude or even aggressive. Koreans typically prefer more subtle and indirect forms of observation and interaction to avoid causing discomfort. This norm is essential in maintaining the polite and respectful social atmosphere that is highly valued in Korean culture. The behaviors that make others stand out, whether intentional or not, are generally unwelcome. Regardless of the context or your expression, staring tends to make people feel uncomfortable. So when you are in South Korea, no matter how curious you are, don't stand there staring at others. Instead, approach them and express your curiosity. It will be much better received. 3. Prohibition on revealing tattoos. When visiting South Korea, covering up your tattoos is essential. Despite its modernity, South Korea is quite conservative about tattoos. Social biases and strict legal regulations mean many public places in the land of kimchi refuse service to those with visible tattoos. While tattooing itself is legal, it can only be performed by licensed medical professionals, so most tattoo artists operate outside the law. You'll often see signs at gyms, swimming pools, hotels, or cafes in South Korea saying, "Not allowed if the tattoo is larger than 15 centimeters or cover your tattoos with clothing when entering." Tattoos are becoming more popular, especially among younger people, but society still harbors biases against them. One reason is that many recent crimes and suspects in South Korea have had tattoos. Confucianism, widely practiced in the country, promotes the idea that people should preserve their bodies as they were born, contributing to the negative perceptions of tattoos. In mainstream media, tattoos are often covered with flesh-colored tape or makeup, even though there are no specific regulations about airing tattoos on screen. A recent survey by Korea Research with 1,000 people aged 18 and older found that about 66% of adults consider tattoos a mistake, and 60% feel uncomfortable with large tattoos. While there isn't a law banning the display of tattoos, societal norms discourage their visibility, especially in professional and formal settings. This is slowly changing as younger Koreans and celebrities, including K-pop stars, embrace tattoos as a form of self-expression. However, the Constitutional Court of South Korea recently upheld the ban on non-medical professionals performing tattoos, reinforcing the existing legal framework. To avoid unnecessary trouble and being denied service, it's best to cover up tattoos when visiting South Korea. What are your thoughts on the societal norms surrounding tattoos in South Korea? Have you ever experienced or witnessed any cultural biases against tattoos during your travels? Share your stories and opinions in the comments. 4. Smoking ban on the streets. Strolling around the streets of South Korea in the freezing weather, you might feel the urge to light a cigarette. However, as soon as you ignite it, you might be surprised to find yourself approached by the police. Upon reaching the police station, you'll be informed that smoking in public places is prohibited. In recent years, South Korea has implemented several strict regulations on smoking in public places, including a ban on smoking on the streets. This is part of the broader National Health Promotion Act, which was enacted in the year 2015 to reduce smoking rates and protect non-smokers from secondhand smoke. The law prohibits smoking in all indoor public places, such as restaurants, cafes, bars, and public transportation, as well as within 10 meters of any public building entrance or exit, including schools, hospitals, and government offices. For foreign visitors, it's advisable to observe no smoking signs carefully. If you accidentally smoke in a restricted area, you may face penalties under the law. Violators of the smoking ban in unauthorized areas can face fines up to $100, and repeat offenders may face higher fines or even imprisonment. Before we continue, I have a 10-second request for all of you. If you can help us out, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us. In return, we promise to keep making this show even better for you. Deal? 5. Drinking culture. If you've watched Korean dramas and movies, you'll notice that alcohol is a staple at gatherings, friend meetups, and company parties. In South Korea, drinking is strictly for adults, and many eagerly look forward to the day they can legally enjoy their first sip. For Koreans, drinking is more than just a social activity, it's a cherished cultural tradition. Soju, a traditional Korean alcoholic beverage, is a national favorite. Priced affordably at just a few dollars, it's loved for its sweet taste and smoothness. But drinking with Koreans involves a unique set of customs and etiquette. Koreans never pour their own drinks, they pour for each other. Always check if someone's glass is empty before refilling it, and never let the bottle touch the rim of the glass, as this is reserved for offerings to the deceased. When pouring for elders or those of higher status, use both hands. If an elder offers you a drink, stand up, bow slightly, accept it with both hands, and wait for them to drink first before taking a sip. Younger people should also turn away when drinking to avoid doing so directly in front of their elders. These detailed drinking customs may seem complex, but as the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. By following these rules, you show respect for Korean culture and ensure a smooth and enjoyable social experience. 6. Prohibitions in gift giving. In every culture, gifts carry different meanings. Korea is no exception, with specific taboos surrounding gift giving to prevent unfortunate misunderstandings. One of the most important rules is to avoid giving sharp objects like knives or scissors. In Korean culture, these items symbolize the desire to sever ties with the recipient and are associated with evil and malevolence. Receiving such a gift is considered very inauspicious. Another gift to steer clear of is a handkerchief. In Korea, handkerchiefs are used to wipe away sweat and tears, symbolizing hard work and sorrow. Additionally, the word for handkerchief in Hangul characters can be interpreted as meaning separation or farewell. For couples in love, giving shoes is highly discouraged. shoes are seen as a way for one to walk out of the relationship quickly. To counteract this negative symbolism, if shoes are given as a gift, the recipient often gives back a small amount of money, turning the gift into a transaction and thus preventing any negative impact on the relationship. Legally, the Kim Young-ran law, enacted in the year 2016, strictly limits the value of gifts that public officials, educators, and journalists can receive to combat corruption. Gifts are capped at 50,000 won, approximately $46, and meals at 30,000 won, roughly $28. In workplaces, gift-giving customs are observed on specific occasions such as marriages, funerals, maternity leave, or retirements. Typical gifts include modest items like rice cakes, while expensive or overly personal gifts are avoided to maintain professional decorum. 7. Superstitions before exams. In Korea, achieving success isn't just about hard work and dedication. Many Koreans also rely on spirituality and luck, especially during exam season. The college entrance exam is a significant milestone, demanding intense focus and energy from students. To enhance their chances, they adhere to various taboos. One widely followed taboo is avoiding seaweed soup before exams. Seaweed is slippery, and this quality is believed to symbolize slipping in exams. There's even a Korean proverb that links eating seaweed soup to failing. Similarly, oily and glossy foods like black bean noodles are also off-limits, as they might cause luck to slip away. Another common saying, as broken as porridge, leads students to avoid eating porridge before exams. Additionally, washing hair the day before the exam is considered bad luck, as it might wash away knowledge. These superstitions might seem odd to outsiders, but they are an integral part of Korean culture. Respecting these customs, no matter how irrational they may appear, is essential. 8. Prohibition of writing names in red ink. Using red ink to write someone's name is a major taboo in this country. Red ink symbolizes blood, pain, and loss in South Korean culture. Historically, the names of those sentenced to death were written in chicken blood, which later became red ink. Writing someone's name in red ink is seen as a reminder that their life is nearing its end. This belief also applies to groups and organizations. For instance, a business facing bankruptcy might have its owner's name or the company's name written in red ink. When someone passes away, family members sometimes write the deceased's name in red ink to ward off evil spirits. But outside these contexts, using red ink is considered a curse. Red ink also signifies conflict and aggression. In ancient times, samurai would write an opponent's name in red ink to challenge them to a duel. Today, this might mean a desire to cut off communication. Additionally, red ink is typically used for correcting mistakes, so using it in other contexts can make people uncomfortable or feel disrespected. While writing names in red ink is steeped in historical symbolism and cultural taboos, the intriguing urban legend of fan death shows how deeply rooted beliefs can shape everyday behaviors and even influence product designs in South Korea. 9. Fan death. Did you know that in South Korea, there's a widely believed urban legend that sleeping in a closed room with an electric fan running can cause death? This intriguing belief, known as fan death, emerged in the mid-20th century and suggests that hypothermia, asphyxiation, or dehydration could be the culprits. However, none of these theories are backed by scientific evidence. Despite the lack of proof, this myth has persisted over the years. It influences how people in South Korea use fans and even impacts product design. Many electric fans in South Korea come equipped with timers, a direct result of this enduring belief. Medical experts, including Dr. Yeon Hee-yoon from Seoul National University, have dismissed these claims. They explain that the human body can regulate its temperature and that electric fans do not deplete oxygen levels in a room. Yet the myth continues to thrive, largely due to cultural transmission and media reinforcement. Fan death is a fascinating example of how folklore can shape public perception, even when scientific evidence says otherwise. 10. Public baths. Jjimjilbang. Jjimjilbangs, traditional Korean bathhouses, offer a fascinating cultural experience that combines relaxation, wellness, and socialization. These facilities feature gender-separated baths with various hot and cold pools, scrubbing stations, and mandatory pre-soak showers to maintain hygiene standards. After bathing, guests don provided uniforms and move to communal areas, which include themed saunas made from materials like jade, salt, or clay, each designed for specific health benefits. Popular bangs like Dragon Hill Spa in Seoul and Spa Land Seonam City in Busan offer extensive facilities including entertainment rooms, gyms, and cafes. The experience is highly social and family-oriented, with common sights of family members scrubbing each other in a non-sexual environment. Essential bangs etiquette includes thorough pre-soaking cleaning and respectful use of shared spaces. Visitors often indulge in traditional snacks like hard-boiled eggs and saikai, enhancing the relaxation experience. The alternating hot and cold baths are believed to improve circulation and skin health, while the unique saunas provide detoxification and stress relief. 11. Beauty standards. Korean beauty standards have captivated the globe, thanks to the immense popularity of K-pop and K-dramas. These standards emphasize certain physical traits like large eyes, often achieved through double eyelid surgery, and a V-shaped jawline. Clear, glowing skin is highly prized and maintained through meticulous skincare routines, while a slim figure, typically achieved through strict diets and exercise, is also essential. Additionally, a pointed nose, straight eyebrows, and perfectly aligned teeth are highly desirable, with many individuals undergoing cosmetic procedures to meet these ideals. The media plays a significant role in reinforcing these standards, contributing to South Korea's reputation as a leading exporter of beauty products and the plastic surgery capital of the world. However, this relentless pursuit of physical perfection can result in substantial social pressure and psychological consequences, such as low self-esteem and eating disorders among young people. 12. Dining customs. Korean dining customs are steeped in tradition and respect, with several important rules to follow at the table. First, it is crucial not to lift bowls of rice or soup off the table while eating. Instead, keep the bowls on the table and use a spoon for these dishes. Using your personal utensils to take food from communal dishes is considered unhygienic. Always use communal utensils or a clean spoon for this purpose. Respect for elders is paramount, so always wait for the eldest person to start eating before you begin. Keep noise to a minimum while eating. This means no loud slurping or chewing with an open mouth. When it comes to drinking, never pour your own drink. Instead, pour drinks for others and let them pour for you. Double dipping is a big no-no, and you should not leave the table before the elders have finished their meal. Fidgeting with chopsticks is also considered disrespectful, especially pointing with them or sticking them upright in a bowl of rice. Excessive talking or distractions like using a smartphone during meals should be avoided to maintain a respectful dining atmosphere. 13. Prohibition on tipping at restaurants. If you're in South Korea, thrilled with the excellent service at a shop, you decide to show your appreciation by leaving a tip. To your surprise, the server gives you an angry look and refuses the money. This reaction is rooted in cultural differences. In South Korea, exceptional service in restaurants, eateries, and other service sectors is the norm and part of the job, not something that needs to be rewarded with a tip. Offering a tip can actually be seen as an insult, suggesting that the staff aren't already compensated fairly. It might even be interpreted as implying they are only being polite to receive extra money. Negative views on tipping are widespread in South Korea. Service workers, shopkeepers, and taxi drivers don't expect tips and won't bring it up. If you really want to show your appreciation, a better way is to let them keep the change if the amount is small. This is considered more discreet and respectful. 14. Times at the dining table. Unlike some other Asian cultures where lifting your bowl is common, Koreans keep their bowls on the table, using chopsticks or a spoon to scoop up their food. Lifting the bowl is seen as akin to begging for food. When it comes to soup, Koreans do not bring the bowl close to their mouth to sip. They also have a strong dislike for noise while chewing rice, considering it impolite and unpleasant for others. To avoid spitting out food, they limit talking while chewing. Additionally, it's crucial not to eat too slowly or too quickly. The key is to match the eating pace of the eldest person at the table. Leaving the table before the eldest is finished is considered very rude. Koreans are very mindful of their eating habits. While some actions may seem awkward to outsiders, they are essential to Korean culture. When dining in Korea, try to follow these customs to show respect for their traditions. 15. Respect for elders. Showing respect for elders is a cornerstone of society, deeply rooted in Confucian values. One of the most notable aspects is the use of honorific language, known as John Day Mal. Younger individuals must address elders with specific respectful terms and titles rather than using first names. Physical gestures play a significant role in demonstrating respect. Bowing, avoiding direct eye contact, and not sitting directly opposite an elder are all ways to show humility. When giving or receiving items, it is considered polite to use both hands. During meals, one must wait for the oldest person to start eating before beginning their own meal. Additionally, it is customary for younger individuals to offer their seats to elders on public transport. Modesty in dress is another important aspect of showing respect, with conservative clothing being the norm, especially in formal settings. These customs and prohibitions are integral to maintaining the social hierarchy and ensuring harmony in Korean society. While respecting elders with specific gestures and language is a vital aspect of South Korean culture, navigating the subtleties of chopstick etiquette can be equally important to avoid unintentional disrespect at the dining table. 16. Forbidden chopstick practices. When you visit South Korea, you might be keen to try using chopsticks like the locals. But before you do, it's important to understand some key cultural taboos to avoid any unintentional missteps. First, using uneven chopsticks, crossing them, sticking them into rice, or chewing on them are all considered major taboos. These actions have been seen as bad luck since ancient times. Traditionally, it was believed that after a person died, the coffin lid would not be sealed immediately. The coffin, made of 2 short wooden boards on the sides and 3 long ones on the bottom, created a shape resembling a coffin when assembled, symbolizing an unfortunate event. Hence, uneven chopsticks are viewed as an ominous sign. Tapping chopsticks against a bowl is another big no-no. In the past, beggars would tap on bowls with chopsticks to make noise while asking for food. This behavior is considered disrespectful and brings bad luck, especially when dining with others. One action you should absolutely avoid is sticking chopsticks vertically into a bowl of rice. This act resembles placing incense in a bowl, which is a ritual for the dead. Inserting chopsticks into rice is seen as a ritual offering for the deceased. If you do this, you might attract disapproval and immediate attention for your lack of cultural awareness during the meal. 17. Prohibitions wearing shoes inside the house. Taking off your shoes before entering a home is a long-standing cultural practice driven by practical, hygienic, and cultural reasons. This tradition helps keep homes clean, as shoes worn outside can bring in dirt, dust, and pollutants, ensuring a healthier indoor environment. Traditional Korean homes often have delicate flooring, such as wood or heated ondol systems, which can be easily damaged by shoes. Removing shoes also shows cultural respect and etiquette, particularly when visiting elders. There are also superstitions and feng shui beliefs that suggest wearing shoes indoors can bring bad luck or negative energy into the home. Hospitality is another factor, with hosts often providing indoor slippers to make guests feel comfortable and respected. This custom highlights the importance of cleanliness, respect, and tradition in Korean society. 18. Prohibition on wasting food. Have you ever noticed in Korean movies or during a visit to South Korea that there's hardly any leftover food? Koreans are famous for their careful and frugal approach to food. This deep-rooted attitude starts from a young age, as Korean children are taught not to waste food. It's all about showing gratitude for nature's bounty and appreciating the hard work of those who cook. Korean households typically have large refrigerators, packed with a variety of dishes. Breakfast tables are often filled with many small portions, including different soups, rice, and side dishes. Traditionally, a meal in a Korean family includes about 6 dishes tailored to the tastes of everyone at the table. Remarkably, they finish almost everything on their plates. Korean women have a knack for balancing portions to ensure everyone gets just enough to be satisfied. This cultural habit of avoiding food waste isn't just practical, it's a sincere expression of respect and gratitude. Every meal is enjoyed with heartfelt thanks, making each bite a celebration of food and family. 19. Comfortably discussing hygiene matters. One surprising aspect of Korean culture is how openly they discuss hygiene matters, even though modesty and respect are highly valued. It might seem odd, but Koreans comfortably talk about hygiene during meals. Conversations about how their stomach feels, digestive issues, home cleanliness, hygiene practices, and even the effects of certain foods on bowel movements are as normal as any other topic. In Korea, discussing personal hygiene, even while eating, is common. Health and hygiene are not considered sensitive subjects. So, if you hear Koreans talking about these things during a meal, just keep eating. They're not likely to stop anytime soon. While these open discussions about hygiene might be surprising, there's another cultural norm in Korea that you must be aware of, especially if you find yourself out and about on a Friday night. 20. Prohibition on touching people sleeping on the street. South Korea is known for its remarkably low crime rates and high life expectancy, but that doesn't mean Koreans don't know how to enjoy life. Every Friday from late afternoon into the evening, the streets of Seoul, the capital city, come alive with office workers. But instead of heading home, they flock to bars and restaurants to unwind after a hard week of work. Drinking is a significant part of Korean office culture. It's not uncommon for companies to cover the costs for these social gatherings, making it hard to avoid participating. By midnight, you'll often see intoxicated men lying in parks, on benches, or even in the subway. This might seem shocking, but it's a common sight in Korean cities. Despite the health implications of these drinking sessions, there's an important cultural norm to be aware of. Never touch these individuals or their belongings. Helping them can be misunderstood, and you could be seen as a criminal or threat. So, no matter how much you want to assist, it's best to let them be. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that's appearing on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love the content. Comment below on the next country you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.